Hello and welcome to News Now. I am Omobolanle Adeshuyi. Senators from opposition parties on Wednesday staged a walkout following a call to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari. This followed mild drama that played out during the plenary in the upper chamber of the National Assembly in Abuja, the nation's capital. The minority leader of the Senate, Senator Philip Aduda, had raised a point of order asking the Senate President, Ahmad Lawan, to discuss the security situation in the country and the impeachment of President Buhari. But Senator Lawan, who presided over the plenary, declined the request of the minority leader, saying the point of order raised fell flat on its face. Angered by the action of the Senate President, all the lawmakers elected on the platform of the all political parties other than the APC took turns to walk out of the legislative chamber while the plenary was ongoing. Senator Aduda later briefed reporters at the National Assembly complex on behalf of his aggrieved colleagues. According to him, the opposition senators have issued a 6-week ultimatum to President Buhari to tackle the security challenges bedeviling the country. They agreed to commence impeachment proceedings against the president should he fail to address insecurity within the period given by the lawmakers. And barely 24 hours after senators from opposition parties issued a 6-week ultimatum to the president to tackle security challenges bedeviling the country, Buhari has summoned a National Security Council meeting today in Abuja. In response to the looming threat, the emergency meeting was attended by the National Security Advisor, retired Major General Babagana Mungunu, Minister of Defense, retired Major General Bashir Magashi, and that of Police Affairs, Maigari Dingyadi. Others include the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, the Service Chiefs, and Inspector General of Police. The meeting is expected to reassess the current security situation around the country, as well as look into ways of overcoming challenges confronting some parts of the country. And the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted the suspended Accountant General of the Federation, Idris Ahmed, and his co-defendant bail upon terms and conditions given by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Delivering the ruling, Justice Adeyemi Ajayi ordered that the defendants shall not leave the Federal Capital Territory, and should they want to, they would have to seek clearance from the court or have their bail revoked. The court also stated that the defendant shall sign an undertaking that they will abide by the bail conditions by the EFCC. Justice Ajayi also ordered that the defendant should not have and shall not procure alternate passports until the case is done with, having deposited their original passports to the commission. The trial judge gave the ruling on grounds that the allegations against the defendants are yet to be proven. The court also stated that in line with the rule of law, the defendants are entitled to bail in spite of allegations against them, since the prosecution did not mention that the defendant misbehaved while in EFCC custody. Idris and his co-defendants have been in and out of court within the last 2 weeks following a 14-count charge bordering on theft and criminal breach of trust to the tune of 109.5 billion naira preferred against them by the Nigerian government. And the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has charged members across the nation to join political parties because possession of permanent voters card, PVCs, is not enough to effect political changes. PFN said absence of church influence in the political space has caused a lot of setbacks, adding that active participation would change the nation for good because next to God's power is political power. Speaking in Ibadan at the maiden Femi Emmanuel lecture with a theme, quote, Democracy and Governance in Nigeria, Role of Christians in Politics, end of quote. The National Director, Directorate of Politics and Governance, DPG, PFN, Pastor Femi Emmanuel, lamented Christians are suffering from doctrine of politics is a dirty game. The presiding pastor of Living Spring Chapel International, however, called on general overseers and bishops in PFN to mandate their members to join DPG structures across the 36 states. And the controversial Water Resources Bill has been turned down by the 36 state governors of the Federation. The governors asked the federal government to review the proposed policy. This was one of the high points of the communique of the governors' meeting signed by their chairman, Dr. Kayode Fayemi. According to the communique of the governors' meeting, they said, quote, on the reintroduction of the National Water Resources Bill, governors argued that the bill does not adequately address the interest of the state and is inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The bill, according to the governors, should be reviewed with a view to accommodating the concerns of all states. Accordingly, the governors unanimously decided to spearhead the program in their states, particularly in areas such as institutional and innovation systems strengthening, livestock value chain enhancement, crisis prevention and conflict mitigation, and project coordination. The Oyo State government has reinstated 129 public primary school teachers unlawfully sacked by the previous administration. The executive chairman, Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Nureni Aderemi Adeniran, stated this in Ibadan while congratulating the teachers. He said the Executive Council of Oyo State has approved that a total of 129 officers wrongly dismissed by the Oyo State government between 2011 and 2019 for reinstatement, subject to agreeing not to demand for arrears payment for the period they were away, which the state converted to leave of absence. Adeniran appreciated the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, for his kindness and selfless consideration in administering the pace-setter state. He noted that the recent reinstatement of the state's 129 school teachers who were fired by the previous administration is a symbolic achievement. They cannot be neglected. And over 200 Lagosians in Surulere area have been allegedly duped of millions of naira by fake estate agents. The victims in a protest to Lagos State House of Assembly alleged that one of the suspects arrested has been released by the police after parting with money.
Landlord, they fraud us. The reason why they fraud us is that we paid money for them. And by the time we go there to collect the key, no way, nowhere to be found.
The protesting victims of fake estate agents said they were duped after paying from between 350 to 500,000 naira as rent for a newly built apartment at number 16 Samba Street, Lawansi Road, Itire. They said the agents to whom they paid the monies are now at large.
We are here because some agents, landlord, they fraud us. The reason why they fraud us is that we paid money for them. And by the time we go there to collect the key, no way, nowhere to be found. They don't run with our money. And the house is at number 16, Zamba Street, Lawansin, Surulere. They collected money from 155 people, which my sister is among. They collected the money and they dupe us. Fraud.
We've been going up and down looking for how we can get these people, looking for how we can get our money. At the end of the day, we came to this place to the government here to help us. And we were directed to Ikeja State Command.
The protesters also called on the police to help fish out the agents.
So when we got there, they asked us to write a petition. Our petition, we wrote a petition for 60,000 naira. And the police also asked us for a particular amount of money, over 300,000. We were able to raise about 100 and something to 200,000. We gave to them. We paid money to State Command. State Command, Ikeja, was where we made our petition. And that is where they collected about 200,000 naira from us. Before we now went to Zone 2.
Some police collected money from us. Why they said they are going to help us to look for the man, which they did not do anything.
At the time of filing this report, the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Hunde, could not be reached for comments. Boji Warrior, reporting for iBrandTV News.